What up? It's your boy Nick Incredible Man, and yes, I am back at it again. And this is 911 Lone Star Season 2, Episode 4, man. And like I said, I gotta apologize to you guys yet again, man, because I was super late. I was feeling bad, and I had a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm a little late on everything. But I am here now, man, and this episode was very interesting. Let's get into it, man. This episode had some ups and downs, some twists and turns, some overs, some unders. There was a lot of stuff going on in this episode, man. We have Marjan and her mysterious new beau, which is her new fiance that she was engaged to since she was 12, which happens to also be the guy from Aladdin. I had to pull up his name because I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I didn't want to mess it up, and I still feel like I'm a butcher. Watch, Mina Masoud or Masoud. However you want to say it. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, dude. I apologize. But Marjan has a fiance. Owen and Gwen are pregnant, and they can't really define their relationship. Oh my gosh, so much stuff, man. And Grace just became a mistress over the over the phone on a 911 call. Dude, this episode was crazy, man. TK and Carlos is having some relationship problems. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. Boy, this episode started off with us having game night with Judd and Owen and Captain Vega. They were all just having a game night with their significant others, and then Owen just goes off on this rant to where, oh, I'm happy with my ex-wife, and we're better since we're divorced, and they should just name it something to where you could just enjoy each other's company without having that full commitment. They should really make a name for that. And Gwen is like, it is. It's called Friends with Benefits. He was like, oh, and then everybody, it just made the whole night weird. It started out fun-loving, and then it just ended weird because he got a little tipsy, and he was like, oh, we're friends with benefits. Owen did not think this through, man. Oh my gosh. But at that time, we see that their relationship, Gwen wants to further it along, and Owen is content right where they are. But at the same time, now realizing that she wants maybe just a little bit more, Owen can't really fathom or gather what is he going to do, because he's enjoying Gwen's company as of right now, but he doesn't feel like they have to put a label on it. They don't have to do anymore. They can just keep doing what they're doing, but she wants more. And at the very ending of this episode, we found out why she wanted more. It's because she's pregnant. Oh my gosh, dude, I did not see that coming, but maybe that's why she's been a little bit more emotional and wanting to attach a little bit more because she's pregnant. And now, what are we supposed to do? Because off the rip, I hate to say it like this, but this is where my mind went. It was this is a high risk pregnancy, guaranteed anyway. So now I understand where she was coming from, and it just took a weird turn, man. We have TK and Carlos having a fun night out with everyone else while they're enjoying Marjan at the roller derby, which was nice. That was a very nice callback, having her at the roller derby place. Because she mentioned that she had done it before. But we have TK and Carlos having this whole little moment, enjoying themselves with everybody else. And Carlos comes up when the bartender starts to flirt with TK and was like, oh, this is my boyfriend. Okay. But then later in the episode, we see that once they're out shopping or whatever, and they bump into Carlos's parents, and he introduces TK as his friend. Now, TK felt some type of way because he wasn't really sure how their relationship is set and going, and that seemed to be the trend this entire episode, because even with the case that the very first case that we had this episode, which is the wedding case when everything failed and everybody got sick, the best man slept with the wife of his friend, the bride. The best man slept with the bride and got her pregnant, and she was throwing up, but it was unrelated to everybody else throwing up because they had got bad seafood and oh my god, so much stuff in this episode. But it just seems like relationship problems and troubles was the theme of this episode, and we see that even with the dominatrix case. It wasn't a relationship, but it was a guy and a female involved in this whole situation, and then the dude was like, well, I don't think I can do it, and Grace just became 50 Shades of Grace over the phone call. First of all, I love that entire scene. That was the highlight for this episode for me, seeing Grace command this dude and tell him that he's not worth it, and I need you to slam your arm and dislocate your shoulder, and you gonna thank me for it when you're done. And he's like, okay, okay. It was a fun episode, but like, relationship problems and troubles was the theme for this episode, and it just happened over a lot of cases. Like I was saying, which I had ventured off, but with Owen and Gwen, their problems stem from Owen not really wanting to make a commitment, but now he kind of needs to do something because Gwen is pregnant. Then we're dealing with TK and Carlos, and TK being introduced as Carlos's friend and not his boyfriend kind of set TK off on some rails, and he tried to get information from his parents to help him along, but they were just basically wrapped in their own little bubble. But they did give him semi-advice, and he kind of went back and relayed that to Carlos and kind of got some groundwork on their relationship, and he kind of found out why Carlos done what he done and why he introduced him like that, because his parents know that he's out, but he doesn't like to throw it up in their face. And I feel like it's sad that he can't really be himself around his parents, but I understand, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to push that boundary out in front of their face. And TK manned up and was like, you know what, man? Regardless, however we deal with that, I still am going to show my love for you. So I got to give huge props to TK for that. It was like, we could deal with all that other stuff later, but I'm just going to be here for you, and I'm okay with where we are in our relationship. So that was cool. Now, the whole Marjan thing was something totally different, man. You know, they were kind of set up to be married ever since they were kids. And it's not something that their parents done. It was something that, like, their parents just kind of had a helping hand in. Like, they knew each other, and it was just going to be better overall. And like she said, arranged marriages are still a thing. It's just not as common, but it's still a thing. And I guess I don't really know the statistics, but like, maybe she's not wrong with, like, because she laid out some very heavy statistics about, you know, most regular marriages ending up in divorce and stuff, and that's like 50%, but like arranged marriages having like a 40% chance, because like they ended up marrying each other, but they grew to love each other over the course of time. And the sad thing is, this episode is like, she's established in Texas and she doesn't really want to leave her job, and nobody really wants her to leave. And she really had a connection with Paul in the Proby this episode, but she doesn't really want to leave. She wants to get established and everything. And he comes there, and we realize that he's tired of waiting. He wants to get married, but that Marjan is not really sure what she wants. So he gives her an out. He's like, okay, you're free to go. I found somebody else, and I'm going to go live my life. But the moment that they broke up is when she realized that she was really feelings for him, because like, he laid it all out on the table for her, man. He was like, I love you. I've loved you since we were kids. But then, like, when we get to the hotel, when she finally realizes that she does love him and she's there to admit it, he starts kissing her, and I'm assuming he wanted to lead to more, but she wasn't really there for that. And in that one instant, he said something that was just like super rude, dude. He was like, what did he say? He said, it was about Madison. He was like, okay. He was like, I loved you my entire life. He was like, well, since I was 10 years old. He was like, I was waiting for this moment. And she was like, no, I'm not here for that. And he was like, but she was like, I do love you, and I would love to try to like work it out or whatever. But then dude comes out and was like, well, since you're finally here and you accept that, you know, that you love me and stuff, I can leave Madison tonight. I will call her and end it right now. Dude, that is cold-blooded, man. No matter how you know you loved her, and then like, she wasn't really ready for a relationship, so you decided to start, you know, talking and dating Madison, but you had a commitment to her, man. Like, you were willing to break up with Marjan, which you did, and just start a happy life with Madison. But the moment Marjan came back into your life, oh, you can dump Madison like there's no tomorrow. And I'll be with Marjan. Now it's getting weird, and she was like, you know what? I don't think I could do this anymore. And I can't blame her. And I'm going to be 100%. I don't care what anybody says. You guys know when I said it through the crossover. Marjan is fine, man. Dude, she was brushing her hair this episode. She came upstairs in her little dress and her heels and all her rings on her finger, man. Marjan out here looking right, man. And I don't know what dude he's messing up, man. You missing out on a wonderful woman and a wonderful opportunity. And she had finally admitted her feelings, and you just couldn't do it, could you? But Marjan is fine, man. And I don't see Paul mentioned it this episode. I can't believe I'm with him. Ain't nobody leaving Marjan, man. But this episode was fantastic, and I'm finna go dive into episode 5 as well, man. This is your boy Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button so you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, I'm doing my thing.